Democrats expect to resign, not Pelosi but. It shouldn't be a mystery at this point liberals manage by sowing dread. It's their standard technique, and they're great at it, and now and then, they figure out how to do it to themselves. What's more, those days are about the most engaging days around. The actuality is, making individuals apprehensive of repulsive, non-existent results are the left's unparalleled political approach. The Republicans are harming the earth, the right is taking without end all health care perpetually, conservatives are bringing back racism, and so forth. Their trap is to make individuals ghastly afraid of something, so apprehensive that they'll begin to vote liberal. So it's more than satisfying to see a gathering of liberals ghastly afraid of what the future may bring in the event that one of their most loved government representatives resigns. Since the aggregate left all believe that Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy would step down for good. What's more, basically every liberal in America shouted as one. Daily Caller journalist Tam Barathi has gone along a few lib tweets about Kennedy's retirement. Also, well, amazing. Via Daily Caller, rumors are swirling that the Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy may announce his retirement Monday, and the liberals are afraid of the possibility of a conservative-leaning court. Liberals are fearing-mongering that basic human rights may be at stake if President Trump has the opportunity to replace Kennedy with a more conservative justice. More or less, liberals are probably the most intrigue-inclined individuals on the planet. The victims being trotted out before we contain a portion of the benchmarks the left has used to frighten American opportunities, but at the same time, there are considerably darker proposals, or, rather, recommendations that would basically be entertaining, if not for the way that liberals really trust them. Yes, that is right. On the off chance that Justice Anthony Kennedy resigns, Brown vs. Board of Education will be overturned, and will come back to segregated schools. That is the thing that the left considers. I figure all that lying and fear-mongering at long last broke the collective liberal brain. Additionally, you incorrectly spelled Obergefell. Cough much? I assume this would be the point to remind conservatives not to trust the standard liberal untruths. Be that as it may, if the falsehoods are this terrible, there's very little more to state. Kennedy could conceivably resign. However, it's protected to state that American liberals are presently past soundness. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. The Daily Caller. Look who is being forced to leave Washington, you'll be surprised. With all the show and bits of gossip being spread by the left, it's difficult to comprehend what's truly valid. More awful still, their falsehoods can influence our leaders' capacity to settle on the correct choices for our nation. Be that as it may, it would seem that no less than one leader has fallen, because of fake news. Considering this data originated from anonymous sources, gave by such fake news destinations as BuzzFeed, we may need to scrutinize its legitimacy. Liberal news outlets have been working extra minutes to concoct this Russian conspiracy story, in light of only bits of gossip. They have been making a regrettable campaign to stain the president, with zero confirmation to back it up. Via USA Today, Sergei Kislyak, a Russian ambassador to the United States and a key player in his nation's interference in the 2016 elections here, is being recalled by his government, according to a report released Sunday. Citing 3 unnamed sources, BuzzFeed News reported that Kislyak is scheduled to leave Washington next month, following a July 11 going-away party for him at the Street Regis Hotel, just 2 blocks from the White House. Kislyak, 66, was reported to be heading to New York to lead Russian delegation to the United Nations. His return to Russia will mark the end of his 10-year tenure as Russia's top diplomat to the United States and makes him another victim of growing controversy over Russian activity. They have declined to accept the consequences of the election and are utilizing Russia as a substitute. In any case, that exclusive confuses the genuine issues we have with Russia. More we appear them acting forcefully in the Middle East. It's reasonable they have designs in Syria that reach out past vanquishing ISIS. However, our capacity to appropriately stand up to Russia, and ensure they don't assume control Syria, are frustrated by the fake news. BuzzFeed, CNN, The New York Times, and all the rest keep on spreading the falsehoods that Russia undermined our race. That makes it troublesome for our leaders to work with the nation on main problems. Things being what they are, what will be the result? In the event that we keep on listening to and bolster such questionable outlets as BuzzFeed, we are empowering the falsehoods. We will enable the most exceedingly awful of our general public to control the issues. Maybe our association with Russia will turn out to be strained to the point that we won't have the capacity to prevent them from a full-scale attack on Syria. That will prompt numerous superfluous passings. Be that as it may, at any rate, the liberals will be glad. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. HTUS8. A weekly meeting that hasn't occurred in more than 100 years returns to the White House. This is amazing. Donald Trump is not a Christian. I've heard it several times amid the race. Also, I at long last have an awesome response. On the off chance that you were focusing at all amid both the primaries and general race, you know this, liberal America cheered whenever a Trump scandal broke. It was the confirmation they needed. It let them yell, "This man is unethical." Throughout the day. The assaults didn't work, clearly, Trump won. Also, his activities as far back as have been getting Christianity back to unmistakable quality DC. Also, the most recent evidence? Trump's top cabinet individuals are holding a Bible study in the White House. Vibriat Bart, there's a weekly gathering of President Donald Trump's executive branch that does not get much coverage from the media, but it may be one of the most influential. A Bible study. The Bible study regularly includes Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price, Energy Secretary Rick Perry, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, and CIA Director Mike Pompeo. It's the best Bible study I've ever taught in my life, Head of Capitol Ministries Ralph Drollinger said. They are so teachable, they're so noble, they're so learned. The study has developed so popularly that it's presently drawing in more individuals, including the VP himself. Drollinger said Pence has promised to attend, schedule allowing. Mike Pence has uncompromising biblical tenacity, and he has a loving tone about him that's not just a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal, Drollinger said. The man at the leader of the study, Ralph Drollinger, has a splendid personality for service, lead Bible study in D.C., and possibly the general population that go to will begin to create Christian-friendly laws. He's been doing it for quite a long time. However, he hasn't had one in the White House itself, as of recently. Also, the last time it happened was over a century prior. It merits recalling that one of Trump's guarantees on the campaign field, Christianity, he guaranteed, would return a major, enormous way. Presently he's broken the exceptionally old ban. Furthermore, America's best leaders are perusing the scriptures in the White House. You may even say it's a response to prayer. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. Briat. Bold move. Neil Gorsuch just slapped down Islam in nation's public schools. This is epic. At the point when then Republican candidate Donald Trump talked the country over at endless arouses of how vital it was for a Republican to win the presidential nomination, so a conservative Supreme Court justice could be nominated to save the court's balance of power, little did the left acknowledge exactly how imperative that one single issue is for conventional conservatives. Furthermore, paying little mind to what the left toss in their endeavor to slander the Trump candidacy, conservatives understood that our republic was in question, and whatever distinctions we had with each other without a balanced Supreme Court, that esteems our Constitution as composed by our founding fathers, America would be damned. Also, exactly how close we came was clear in the current Supreme Court decision passed on just as of late, when interestingly the full board of 9 judges met up to settle on the destiny of Islam being taught in our public school system. The show being played out in secret and far from people in general, Was no uncertainty a reaffirmation of America's standards as characterized inside our founding documents, that radical and unsafe teachings, for example, Sharia law or any belief system that repudiates essential human rights, won't be a piece of America's educational programs inside our public schools? The 5-4 administering outlined exactly how imperative the race of President Trump was and his pick of Judge Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. Judge Gorsuch wrote, "The government certainly has no business involved in religion, but this is not a government issue or a religious issue. This is about the judicial branch interpreting the laws as they apply to the teaching of religion. We should teach all religions in this country besides the standard Judeo-Christianity, as our founders wanted, and we certainly should not fill the children with lies about Islam being a religion of peace when they see the carnage on the news almost every day." Amusingly, Supreme Court Justice Gorsuch make the tie-breaking choice that chose the main piece of Islamic history, is the true historical account of radical Islam and the genuine lessons of Sharia law upon a common society. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. HTUS